Hey everybody, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday. I am bunkered down at a very comfortable hotel room today, out of town for a convention with my husband. It is my hope and my prayer that you and yours are incredible, that you are blossoming, that your family is well, because we're going to talk just for a few minutes today about the power of experiencing different types of emotions and what can we do when we go into a place where it doesn't always feel good? We're not always sure. Good evening. We're not always sure if we're coming or going sometimes, and we really want to be more strategic about how we show up in the world. Okay. Happy Tuesday, everybody. What's popping? I am excited, right? My husband has to preach tomorrow for the Alabama State Missionary Baptist Convention, which is a really big deal. And of course, whenever he's preaching somewhere, we are going together as a family to champion for him, to support. I don't care what I got to do. When hubby comes on deck, everything is rescheduled. And so this rainy Tuesday, my family and I were chilling. My kids are in their own room with their tech. And then here I get a few minutes of quiet to sit down and share with and pour into you guys. Um, if you're new here in this space, which happens every now and then, the Facebook algorithm actually lets people see your posts, right? If you're new here, I am Christina Garrett. I am your productivity coach. Whether you have worked with me yet, one on one or not, I am the voice in your mind reminding you that the plan that you have in your heart is for you. The time is now. The woman is you. You are capable. You are seen. Hi, Kim. You are appreciated and valued with everything that you bring to the world. And sometimes we need to move some things around and reorganize some things in order to walk fully into our next level of success. Okay. You all know I'm a pastor's wife. I'm a homeschooling mom of five awesome but very loud children who eat more than I could ever keep up with. But I'm experiencing the beautiful joy of walking into a season that feels so wonderful and gracious and luxurious. It's such a beautiful place to walk into with your family in tow. I am a firm believer that we need to make sure that we're doing the necessary reorganizing, the necessary moving things around to see the fruition that we're desiring. And sometimes it might look a little different than we thought it would, right? It might look a little different. And so today, I am always somebody who's going to be on the move. You all know that we're going to be going places with our family. We're going to be together, unified, right? Because that's what's important to the Garrett family vision. And so today, for a little bit, I'm going to talk to you about the power of emotions in you executing on your own vision, right? The things that are in your heart, the things that are written down in your notebook, those items that you've been pondering over, praying over, meditating about, manifesting, whatever you want to call it. You know, all of these things that have been on hold for a period of time. What's going on in here and in here that is holding up progress. Okay. Now, a lot of times we are trapped in the how. Okay. We're trapped in the how, and the how may change over the course of time. For example, I have always facilitated a community of really amazing, incredible women. Okay. I always have, ever since, especially 2016, 2017, when Mamathon really got moving. We went viral, media stuff, like things just started happening in those years. And then we really took it up a notch in 2020 and all the other stuff. But how I serve my community, hey, how I serve my community has changed over the years. Okay, it's changed over the years. I did a post earlier today that was almost laughing at myself. I said, how in the world did I become a coach who coaches coaches? Where so many women now are coming to me because they see what we're doing. Hi, Miss Barb. I got a t-shirt for you. How we're coming together, all of these amazing women who have a mission and a destination in their heart, and they know they want to make life life happen and their goals come to life, but somehow we get slowed down being the primary problem solver. We get slowed down overthinking. We get slowed down because we're anxious about what tomorrow holds. We have so many different feelings and emotions coming together, right? And there's a power that comes when we let our negative emotions take over everything. Okay. If you're okay for a certain period of time with sitting in discomfort, discomfort is I don't know what to do. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Discomfort is I'm trying this and I feel like I'm failing. Discomfort is I'm walking towards a destination and it feels like it's going to take me years. Discomfort is talking about your needs with the people you love and you care about and they don't understand. Some of these things are all uncomfortable. They don't feel like you want it to feel. You want to feel seen and heard, valued and appreciated. You want other people to hear about your mission and get on fire just like you're on fire. You have all of these feelings and these thoughts. And what happens sometimes is some of those thoughts and feelings aren't positive. Some of them are not positive. Some of them don't feel good. Sitting in discomfort doesn't feel good. Being anxious about tomorrow doesn't feel good. Trying to figure out what your next step is going to be doesn't feel good. Knowing what you want but not knowing how doesn't feel good. These are uncomfortable feelings. And then our thoughts come into the chat, right? Thoughts and feelings are different. Then our thoughts and come into the chat, okay? And they start to say, you don't know how. And in addition to you don't know how, you tell yourself, because you don't know how, I'm not good enough. Because you don't know how, you're lacking in some way. You see her over there executing, she knows better than you do. There's something wrong with you. You're deficient in some way because you're still figuring out the how. If I can challenge for a few minutes where we are and where we want to go, if I can sit with you for just a few minutes and come into the place where you're afraid. I was on a call with one of our clients last week, and I was just kind of challenging her. I said, "Well, what about this?" And I'm pushing a little deeper. Can I coach you on this? And we're pushing a little more deeper. Okay. What about this? And we're going deeper and deeper on this coaching call. And finally, she said, "I'm afraid." Finally, she broke down. She's like, "Listen, I'm just afraid." I said, "Okay, good. There you go. It's not that I don't know how. It's not that I don't know what to do. It's not that I'm a master procrastinator or all of these things. The truth, the root of it is I'm scared. And we can be scared of a lot of things. We can be scared of rejection. We can be afraid of failure. We can be afraid that people are going to talk about us, even though ain't nobody thinking about you like that, right? We can be afraid of a whole lot of things, but something happens on the inside when it's time to take the jump, when it's time to take the leap. Those uncomfortable feelings and those thoughts come into the chat, baby. And they are like, listen, no, because you don't know how, that means you're lacking in some way. You're not as good as her over there. Look at her killing the game. Look at her slaying in her career. Look at her climbing the ladder. She's getting her promotion. She's stepping up to the plate. She's delivering. All of these things are coming together, and you're feeling like somehow, some kind of way, I'm stuck. And so if you have thoughts like this, emotions like this that come in and kind of try to trap you where you are, okay? I want to give you an example. Even prepping for the conference this year, right? Prepping for the conference, there were so many different challenges that popped up over the course of time that at one season in my life would have crippled me. It would have sent me into a spiral because I don't know how to fix this. I've been in this situation before. All of these things would have come in and crowded me and really handicapped me from walking into my highest potential. But instead, because I had been coached myself, because I knew how to self coach now, because I was way more aware of what my thoughts and my feelings were telling me, I knew I cannot sit here in this negative emotion. Instead, this situation is here to teach me something. It's here to teach me. It's here to push me to be who I'm supposed to be. This is not my final place. This is not my stuck place. But sometimes your thoughts come into the chat and they start to tell you that you're lacking, that you're less than, that nobody sees you, that if they really were your friend or loved you or cared, they would do this instead of what they're doing. When in fact, you yourself struggle with commitment. You yourself struggle with finishing. I'm telling you, when I even started talking to my husband about some mamathon stuff years ago, right? He said, okay, baby, go for it. I believe in you. You can accomplish anything. But in the back of my own mind, I was telling myself, you quit on other things before. So I had to work on, as one of my favorite podcasters says, being a product of my own products. I had to become a finisher myself before I could expect anybody else to become a finisher too. I had to become somebody who stuck to it, who was relentless. One of my friends, she blessed me. She said, you are the poster child for consistency. So what? Because an object in motion stays in motion. An object that knows where it's going and it has a focus and a trajectory. It's easier to be consistent when you know where you're going. It's easier to be consistent when you slide this way a little bit, but you're ready to come back to it. It's easier then because you're always coming right back in line. So for somebody out there, I need you to be able to identify what your thoughts and your feelings are telling you. I need you to be able to call it like you see it. Now, what we do a lot of times, we blame the devil for a lot of things, which he is. He's really good at seeding doubt. He's really, really good at seeding doubt, at dropping in, um, this is not going to work. Who do you think you are? All of these kind of things. He's good at that. But dare I say that a lot of the thoughts that we have that are not serving us come from our own spirit? We can't even blame the devil for some of these thoughts. A lot of them come from our own mind. They come from our past. Maybe somebody else told you that you couldn't, so you continue to hear that same voice over and over again. A lot of the coaching that I do is with clients who the people in the past that they felt loved them and were advocating for them. I see y'all advocating for them, and they tell them, "Oh, are you sure?" They don't know anybody who's made $100,000 or $1 million, right? They don't know anybody, so then they seed in you that this is the case too. They see it in you. Nobody pays that much for this. They see it in you. This is not an opportunity that you could take advantage of. They put seeds inside of you of doubt. A lot of times it's not the devil that comes and brings a brand new thought. He might drop, oh, this is good. He might drop a thought in there that goes along with what you already felt, what you were already thinking. He comes and he echoes it, right? He echoes. And so I once heard, can't remember what podcast I was listening to, or what book I read, but they talked about how if one person gives you a negative like a criticism or comment something negative about you, it takes like 10 or 15 people to come after that person for you to believe the positive over the negative. It takes all of this extra effort for you to choose the positive over the negative. At the conference this year, we talked about how we have 10,000 thoughts a day at least. And 80% of those thoughts are negative. 80%. And so if you look on my feed today, you'll see a picture and the women got this off the wall. You hear me? So behind them was like a bunch of figurines and all the things that decorated the wall. And on the wall was an hourglass. Okay, on the wall was our hourglass. And so we talked about the figurative nature of the hourglass and how at a certain point we will have 80% negative thoughts. And then we said, what would happen if we inverted our thought pattern? And that instead of 80% negative, we make them 80% positive. And so in the picture, y'all see they like hand her this, right? And they handed me down the hourglass that we are inverting it, the results, the progress, the negative thinking, all of the things that come with us that tell us this is not for you. I know for a fact it's for me. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise. If you did, I don't believe you because I know God put this in my heart. I'm going to invert the thoughts that I'm having. So I need you to be aware. I need you to be more aware of where you're going, what you're doing, how you're doing it, how you're presenting it. Are you a finisher? Because sometimes we want other people to come and jump on the bandwagon when we've been psyching our own selves out of our next level. We've been telling our own selves it's not for me. We know an object in motion stays in motion, but what we do is we slow our own momentum down. Nobody else is slowing you down. It's you. It's you. It's your own thoughts. So you will literally go and find everything else to do. All these other things to do instead of the thing that you're really supposed to do. The hard thing, the challenging thing, the thing that's taking the most emotional energy, mental energy, all of these things, we run away from those feelings. It's uncomfortable. But what if we sat in it? What if we let it permeate all of this? That there's so much work to do. There's so much work to do. However, we will psych our own selves out of the next step. We'll psych our own selves out of the next level. We'll miss out on what God has for us. I heard Pastor Darius Daniels preach the other day, and he was talking about how God says, this is what I want for you, but I'm not going to do it for you. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm not going to come in, sweep in, knock you over. I'm not going to let the whale come swallow you up like I did Jonah. If you want to stay in this place, that's cool. That's cool. But what I don't want to do is get to further along in my life and realize that I could have been there sooner, right? Like if I had just done this, I would be there faster. That's what you go to college for. Yes, you can learn everything that's in the engineering book on your own time, but you go to college so you can expedite exactly what you need to know, supposedly. That's what if you're working on your money life, you might work with somebody who helps you budget, or you might work with the financial planner at the bank, or you might work with credit services or whatever. Why? Because, yeah, you could do it yourself, but it's going to help get you there faster. That's why you work with a coach. Doesn't have to be me, but somebody that helps you get there faster. And some of us, we are content and we let the thoughts that we're having and the feelings we're experiencing, we let ourselves just sit here in this place for a while. Sometimes too long. We let ourselves stay here in this place for an extended period of time, knowing that it's not working for us, knowing that we could step up and move into the next. But something is holding you back. And maybe you need to DM me so I can do a separate chat on this, on your specific reason. I will do that. Okay. So if you have a specific, like, what is it that you feel is handicapping you and holding you back? Is it your busy schedule? Or what is it that we're saying is holding us back? Is it your busy schedule? Is it your family dynamic? Is it you feel like you don't have support? Is it finances, right? Like you feel like everybody else is somehow out here, I don't know, hiring their entire life away. And you feel like because I can't get a cleaning service or this or this or this is why I feel stuck. Like everyone has a reason. Everyone has a reason, right? So now, even me, as I evolve in my business, I'm like, okay, there's some things that I need to do differently. So, my good friend, client, right, sister who works at TV One and presented at the conference, she has a public relations agency. I'm gonna be reaching out to her again so we can talk about publicity. Why? Because my next step is TV. My next step is TV. What's your next step? Who do you need? Who do you need to get out of your own way? I don't have any email addresses for TV producers. She probably does. I don't have that in. So we have to make sure that we are aligning ourselves so that it's progressive, so that we know where we're going, why we're doing it, who we're doing it for, and we're ever intertwined to that why. We're ever intertwined into the why. Some of us, our thoughts and emotions end up circling around to get the best of us, to where we stand still, we're thinking all of these thoughts, and then we might even fool ourselves into doing things that are not fueling the plan or fueling where we're going. For example, y'all know I love my plants, right? I'm so a plant person. Not as much as I used to be, but I still am. That being said, I will literally water plants instead of sometimes doing the thing that I know I'm supposed to do. The thing I know I'm supposed to do is maybe I'm pitching podcasts, maybe I'm looking for events, right? Or I'm sending information over to my assistant so she can find, so we can connect with event coordinators and universities and corporations and all this stuff that where we're going next, where the company is going next. All of this stuff that's very lofty, I might not feel like or want to or even be nervous about doing certain things. So I call it watering plants. It is your favorite way to procrastinate. It's your favorite way to procrastinate. What is that way? What do you usually do? That when you start to feel uncomfortable or negative emotions, you go there. So be aware of the emotion. And then what do you do when you experience it? Who do you run to? Says Escape. Who do you run to instead of sitting in the discomfort? We have to ask ourselves, what are my thoughts telling me? And then when I feel these feelings, when I'm thinking these thoughts about myself, what do I do when I'm experiencing it? Do I come and just sit in the I don't know how, therefore I must not be good enough? Do we come and sit in this place? Do we come and sit in this feels like a lot of mental work, so I'm going to go and find something else to do that's easier instead of doing the hard thing? These are easy responses to when we feel negative emotions. And we're not talking bad about you because, sis, we all have them. But now what I want you to do is be able to identify it. That when you feel, oh, I just need to find other things to do or all this other stuff, you say to yourself, self, you're avoiding hard things today. Why are you avoiding this? Are you nervous? Are you afraid of the result? That must be it. You're worried that they're going to turn you down. Okay. The worst thing that they can do is tell you no, and that will leave you in the exact same place that you are right now. But identifying that is key. I sent some emails last week that scared me. I told y'all I slid in the email of she started following me on Instagram. I said, well, this must mean you want to know who I am. The executive producer for Essence Fest, right? And I was like, listen, boo, come on. Get to know me. Okay. I'm just saying, get to know me. That being said, the feelings that I felt when I sent her an email were completely different than the feelings I felt when I reached out to the lifestyle editor at Essence Magazine. I sent that email with fear and trembling. Y'all hear me? I was so nervous sending that email because I was worried that she was going to think I was a nut job. I was worried she was going to think I was crazy. I was worried she was going to be like, no, we don't want to hear anything from you. All of that. I was nervous about everything. So I sent that email to Essence with my finger like this. I told y'all this a million times. I never want y'all to think that we do everything unafraid. It's, you let the fear sit there. It's uncomfortable, but you move past it. So I sent that one so nervous, right? And so apprehensive of what was going to happen as a result. But when I say I got an email the same night, when I say the opportunity was for filming, then I got circled back to for an in print article. Oh, This changed the game. You see what I'm saying? But if I just sat in my uncomfortable emotions, all of these what if feelings and experiences, we never would have made any progress. This is the best story to tell. It's the best story to tell. It's been the highlight of my whole year. I could just keep this year because a goal that I've been working towards for years was realized twice in 1 year. Okay. So, because of those negative emotions, they have the power to stunt you if you are not aware of them. If you don't sit there and say, man, what is my brain doing? Because your brain is designed to protect you. It's designed to keep you comfortable. It is designed to maintain what they call homeostasis. I'm a biology girl. Homeostasis is the way your body internally keeps everything on a properly regulated temperature clock and all the things, circadian rhythms and blood pressure and all this stuff and brain activity. It's a way to keep you safe, moving, thriving, just like this, completely comfortable. Aren't our feelings and thoughts the same way? They want to keep you from getting your feelings hurt. They want to keep you from feeling like your loved ones aren't supportive of you. They want to keep you feeling like your children are the reason why you can't succeed. They want to keep you feeling like you don't know what to do. So let's just sit here. Somebody the other day, I was on the call and she was asking, she said, are you a coach or are you a consultant? And I said, well, it depends on what you want to do. And so then we laughed about that. And this morning on a call with one of my ladies, one of my favorite clients, she knows that she watches it, she's gonna smile. Um, Part of the call I coached her, and then the other part we consulted. So what part of you is nervous about doing this? What part of you has some thoughts or feelings coming up about taking this step, about the outreach, about the pitching, about the saying that you're the best resource out there? What thoughts and feelings are coming up for you? How is this affecting you mentally? We're not going to scale. We're not just going to move over it, because when it's time to execute and do the work, we have all of these feelings that come up inside that say, "Nah, just message her later," and later turns into a month from now. Later turns into 2023. Okay, it just does. Because your body, your mind, your brain is designed to protect you. So they're gonna feed you thoughts and feelings and emotions and highs and lows that keep you at homeostasis, to keep you protected. Your brain is designed to protect you. Your mind, the thoughts and feelings in there are even designed to keep you safe. So it's no wonder when it's time to jump, you feel like stepping back onto the ledge. There's nothing wrong with you when this happens. You're not broken in any way. But I just want us to be able to identify that this is happening so we can work on it. So now I'm able to sit in some difficult or ugly emotions or feelings and be like, oh, this is what's happening internally. My body wants to protect me. But no, my next level requires discomfort. My next level requires discomfort. So I'm okay with being uncomfortable so I can move forward. Yeah. I'm okay with navigating outside of where I used to be because, baby, where Mamathon is going, we just don't have time. Where we're fueling, where you're going. That's why in 2023, I'm only working with moms who have missions, women who are about that life. You're like, listen, this is going to change my life, but it's also going to change my family and like the world. Doesn't have to be the literal world, but I'm just saying, it has to be bigger than you. Somebody say, yes, it does. I am very uncomfortable. Just sit in it. Hey, Kalandra. My next level requires discomfort. Ah, and there's so many things that are like freaking me out right now. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm supposed to like my homeostasis up in here says, you're good as is. I was telling my event coordinator because we were going back and forth. This was 2019. Yeah, it had to be 20, maybe 2020. And we had a small event during the pandemic. It was like 30 ladies because it was COVID. Okay. Everybody else, first of all, I was the only client of hers who still had their event in 2020. And we wore masks. And for the 30 women, we had a ballroom that fit 80. You know what I'm saying? We just pushed on anyway. It was scary, but she was like, you were the only person that still had their event. Okay. Which, of course, if people canceled it, it was nothing wrong with that. It was just what we decided to do. We decided to get a bigger space for fewer ladies. Okay. So in the midst of all of that, we were going back and forth about, the 30 women that were there, and everyone is always so dynamic. Like, if y'all gotta come next year. It's like next level. Um, it's next level because of you guys, not because of me. And anyway, so we're talking. She said, I really think these are your core people. Like, these are your people. And I said, I agree with you that they're my people. I said, but what's in here, like my thoughts and feelings in here, is so much bigger. It's like so big. Like, I see us filling 1,000-person ballroom. That's what I see, right? So the 60, 75 women that came this coming year, we're going to triple that number. It's already happening. It's already happening. Fully sponsored, already happening. Like, it's not even, it's already happening. Is it not scary? The requirements for next level is scary, but this is a part of it. Somebody said that was me too. I worked through and learned so much from it. We learn in these seasons of challenge. We learn in these seasons where we're stretching ourselves. We learn. I'm intentionally moving forward. And if I feel uncomfortable, that just means I'm going in the right direction. So this year, my event coordinator, we were in a particular ballroom. Y'all, the ballroom was full. It was a meeting room. The meeting room was full. Y'all seen the pictures. There was no seats, no more seats. No seats. And we were like, we cannot come back into this room next year. We know this is a hotel, but we will not be able to fit in this room. So we have to go up. And going up requires this. But I will not be afraid of what the next level requires. Somebody put that in the chat for me. I will not be afraid of what the next level requires. And your thoughts and your feelings are going to try to talk you out of it, baby. They're going to try to tell you that this is not for you. It doesn't fit. It's too hard. It's requiring too much energy. Good afternoon. It's requiring too much from you. But my next level requires this. I'm here for it. It's for me. Can we stop making the goal, the ambition, the desire, the dream, the what's sitting inside of us to make it optional? Because when our mind starts talking to us and trying to keep us comfortable, our vision becomes optional. I'll be okay if I don't do this. I'll be okay. It's not a big deal. I see y'all. It's not a big deal. Oh, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna stop because, whew. Oh, somebody said Christina's husband supports her so much. My husband doesn't support me. Those first years for the conference, I got a sitter because I knew my husband had to work. He wasn't taking days and days off work to sit at the house with the kids all day. I had to find a babysitter those first couple years to work with my family dynamic. What do you need to tweak? How do you need to adjust your expectations of the people you love so you can succeed? How do you need to communicate differently? Hi, Michaelia. How do you need to pivot in some ways? Adjust your expectations. Speak life to yourself. Believe in you first before anybody else is going to do it. All of these thoughts are creeping in to keep you comfortable. Okay. So, can we say together. I will not be afraid of what the next level requires. I will not shrink back. I will not move back. I won't retreat. But instead, I'm going to step all the way in. I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to feel all the feelings. I'm going to experience all the things. And if it feels not great, that just means, wow, I am really like, I want your mind to just go there instantly. Wow, I am really stretching myself in this season. Man, you go, girl. Can we just like agree to that together? That when you start to have these thoughts, you need to identify that you actually do talk to yourself, not in a crazy way, but in a, as you're sitting down to make progress, your mind is going to start telling you stuff. As you sit down to work on the next project, see the next goal, climb the next stair, your mind is going to say, oh, I don't know, not really sure. And so for many of you, that has been where the standstill has happened, and I posted earlier, I was like, I never thought I was going to be like a coach who coaches, right? But a lot of the ladies that are coming to me are coaches and consultants, and they have these dreams and ideas, right? I did a call with somebody last week. Homegirl had, I mean, she was so remarkable, but she had like 20 packages that she could give people, 20 different ways that she could serve them. And I said, well, what if your lack of progress is coming because you're offering too much? And we talked about how she could streamline her offers into a package that worked in general because confused minds don't move forward. When we're sitting there confused and stuck in this position, we're not moving forward like we should, right? So identifying those thoughts, being aware that they're even happening, okay? Knowing that the enemy does come and trickle thoughts in, but a lot of times he's just echoing what he already knows we think or feel. You think to yourself, my husband doesn't appreciate me, and then your husband leaves the cap off the toothpaste and you explode because it just pushes you over the edge. Pushes you over the edge. It's like this is the final straw that broke the camel's back. Because it was just echoing for you what you already knew. And so remember, your brain, your thoughts, emotions, feelings are designed to keep you in homeostasis. They're designed to keep you comfortable. But it's in those uncomfortable moments when you feel a little, I want to say distressed. When you feel a little distressed and these emotions start to like creep up on you, it's in those moments where you say, wow, I am creating new problems and I am making myself feel uncomfortable, but in the best ways. In the best ways. So that's it for today. As always, I'm Christina. I'm your productivity coach. I am the voice in the back of your mind, reminding you it's time to push forward. Can't stop, won't stop. It's not time for you to press pause. It's time for you to put your foot on the gas, okay? And so if there are ways that I can help to support you, hop in my messenger. Let's talk about coaching. Let's set up a time to chat because I'm a believer that we can cut our time in half getting to a goal because sometimes we need somebody that's going to walk with us and hold us accountable. Sometimes we need somebody to walk with us and say, hey, what's coming up for you when we're talking about this? And maybe you're not moving forward, not because you don't know what to do, but because you keep having these feelings and you're believing the feeling. The feeling of I don't know how, so I'm not good enough. The feeling of this is going to take too much work. The feeling of I have so many options. I've overwhelmed myself. The feeling of my family, just throw the whole family away. None of them care about me. Y'all know those feelings. These are real emotions that we have. However, are we allowing them to keep us in a standstill? Okay. So when we coach and we work together, you and I are going to meet every week one-on-one, and it's only going to be about you. In a time, in a season where we are so concerned, needfully, right? It should be this way, where we're concerned and thinking about others. Our coaching time is a time just to focus on you, what you want, what you need, and how you can get it. That's it. And then there are also a plethora of ladies coming because they see what we're doing with our community. They see what we're doing in terms of speaking, consulting, branching out. Y'all see what we've done in terms of public relations, where our mission has been featured in all over the place, working with Essence Magazine, Forbes, Washington Post, Fox News, Sweet July. Who else? The editor at Sweet July said she was going to come to me for speaking help. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm great, but we got some things going on here that are really amazing. Okay. So, what I want to do instead of you just watching the lives and getting motivated, right? Because I know y'all be watching lives and getting motivated. Okay. But sometimes it's time to take the next step. It's time to move past just getting inspired and say, okay, where's my plan of action? I see somebody looking. Where's my plan of action? How am I doing the work? When I experience these negative emotions, negative feelings, these things that are stunting my growth, how am I responding to it? Today, on a call with one of my clients who's in Atlanta, we literally just pitched with her in living color, right? This is what your email should say. This is how you should be reaching out. This is how many people you need to have done by the end of the week, right? A little homework assignment. Why? Because you told me what you want, and now we work together to help you make it happen. We work together to help you make it happen. So, if that's you, come on, slide in my messenger. You've been motivated, you've been inspired, you've been made more self aware today, right? But it's completely different when I'm talking to you about you and we work on a plan that serves you and you alone. Okay. So if that's you, you ready to take it to the next level. I was sharing with my client earlier, I'm actively about to be working with a coach to take my business to the next level, right? So all of the investments, all of the PR knowledge, all of the speaker knowledge, all of these things that I have intentionally invested in are only a benefit for the women that come and work with me, right? Because we just take it all the way up. We just take it all the way up to the next level. So if that's you, if you're a mom on a mission, if you are ambitious, fun to work with, are ready to challenge and stretch yourself so that you can reach your goals, if you are looking to create a healthier work life integration, a new balance, if you're looking to move your mission to the next step, then I am your coach and I'm looking forward to supporting you. Okay. So that is it for today. Slide in my DMs. Be more self aware, take action, do the work, okay? And then be aware of yourself when those thoughts and feelings start to come in and they want you to maintain homeostasis and stay comfortable, okay? Because true growth comes on the other side of that stretching. All right. Love you guys so much, and we'll talk again soon.